Hello guys, so in this video I'm gonna just quickly touch over how to install Visual Studio Code and run Python scripts with it. So Visual Studio Code is developed by Microsoft and it's a pretty powerful editor, debugger, compiler for a variety of languages, including Python. And I personally prefer it because it's very lightweight to install and it's user friendly in terms of debugging and also switching between multiple Python versions. So yeah, let's get started. You can just Google VS Code, Visual Studio Code, and click the first link that pops up. It's the official website. You can download it from there. I've already downloaded it, and I'm just gonna go through the installation steps. Just hit next and next, and I would recommend adding these two check marks in there, and I'll tell you why later. And let's go ahead and install it. It's going to be pretty quick. Um, so, all right, almost there. So I'm not going to launch right now. I'm just going to show that open with code feature. So what I generally do is I go to the directory where I want to do some scripting or running scripts. Right click and go to here, open with code. This is coming because I put in those check marks during installation. So and it's really convenient for me because it automatically opens up in the directory I want to. And here you see the directory, its contents, and once you click on, like, let's say one of your Python files, for example, let's say I want to run this one or work with this one. um, you will see the Python file here. This is the terminal where once you run it, it'll show messages or whatever. And here also, this is something very cool. Here you can click, and if you have multiple Python version, it will automatically find them and list them for you, and then you can seamlessly switch between these versions. Now, since I already had Visual Studio Code before, I hadn't needed to do one step, which is I had to install the Python extension. That doesn't come by default. You have to go to extensions here and install the Python extension. Now, um, what's really cool is that if you, for the first time, open up a Python script in Visual Studio Code, it will automatically recommend that you install that extension. So it's not like you have to find and search. It'll kind of do that for you. So this extension, this is very powerful, and you need it to run Python scripts in Visual Studio Code. Okay, so you and also, the extension kind of highlights some important things, like, for example, if some library is not there, it'll put like red marks under it, like similar to like Word or Microsoft Office. If some code is not doesn't make sense or there's some issues, it'll highlight them so that you can quickly debug. um, Now, by default, what I do is whatever I want to run, I right click on it and do run Python in terminal, Python file. Here it's saying that some library is not installed. So I'm going to switch to some um, version of it where the library in is installed, and you see the red line goes away. Um, so basically, let me run it again. Hopefully this works. Okay, so here it's looking for 32-bit. So, all right, hold on. think this one would be a good one. Okay, so this is running, and the object of it is not to run the script. So I showed you how to run it in Python, but another important thing is debugging, and this comes when you're you're not a beginner anymore and you want to develop your own scripts. Debugging helps with looking and understanding other people's scripts as well as debugging your own scripts. Now, to debug, what you can do is put a breakpoint somewhere. For example, let's say I want to put a breakpoint here. So, and then go to run and start debugging. So this will do it in debugging mode. If you do this, it will just run it vanilla, like similar to like doing this. So run, start debugging, Python file, debug that current active Python file. And so now it's running. And this means that it has executed everything until this line. And then uh, the next steps are like you could, so this is like if you hit this, it will go to the next breakpoint. For example, if I have a breakpoint here, and then hit continue, it will do all the lines in between. This is for step over for next line. um, this is step into. So for example, if you're calling a function, and if you step into that function, it will go and do the debugging into that function, into a sub function. Otherwise, if you do step over, then it's just gonna go line by line. Step out is like if you're inside another sub function and you want to get out, this is what it does. This is just restart, and this is to stop debugging mode. So just like the cool thing about debugging mode, here you can see all the variables that's already loaded by the script. For example, out file list is a list. You can see what are the list contents. You can also see that from here. So it has a lot of features which helps you understand what's going on and what might be the problem, uh, things like that. So um, I think that pretty much covers the basics of it. There are lots of online tutorials to help you get started with Visual Studio Code if you want to. If you prefer some other IDE like Spider or Jupyter Notebook or PyCharm, go for it. It's up to you. But I would just recommend stay away from idle when you're thinking of doing your own scripting work. That's very low level IDE. There are much better options out there. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything I wanted to talk about here. Thank you for listening and have a good rest of your day.